Welcome to this presentation on model integration and exchange using Enterprise Architect and the Sparks modeling platform. You will learn about some of the tools and facilities available to modelers from all disciplines and domains to exchange and reuse model content, including elements, diagrams, and reference data. The facilities range from simple copy and paste to sophisticated and seamless integration with tools like SharePoint, Jira, and ServiceNow, just to name a few. You develop and review the models collaboratively, and you can share them with customers and a range of other roles, from business architects to implementation engineers, project managers, testers, support analysts, and more. In this presentation, we will cover the following topics. Utilize simple model and diagram exchange. Gain productivity with advanced model exchange. Integrate and share data with external tools. Model and exchange programming code and databases. Use complex maths functions and simulate models. Utilize simple model and diagram exchange. In this topic, you will see how to save models and diagrams to files in the clipboard, exchange model content and reference data, and integrate with Microsoft Office and Visio. By the end of the topic, you will have seen benefits, including instantly save diagrams to files in the clipboard, conveniently copy and paste and exchange package content, exchange and share reference metadata, exchange data and diagrams with Microsoft Office and Visio, and more. Modelers often need to quickly include a diagram or visualization in an external document. Save an image to the clipboard and paste it into your favorite word processing or presentation tool. You can instantly save an open diagram to the clipboard or a file in various formats, including PNG, GIF, JPEG, BMP, or an EMF vector-based type. Using preferences, you can scale the diagrams, choose to set opaque diagram labels, and include diagram frames in images saved to the clipboard or a file. Save the currently open diagram as an image file for reuse, in various raster and vector-based formats, including PNG, GIF, JPEG, bitmap, Targa, or vector-based EMF and SVG file types. You can store the file on a local disk or upload it to a cloud drive. The saved file can then be inserted into any document or content management system such as SharePoint. It can also be imported into an Enterprise Architect repository as an image asset, including the currently open repository. Modelers often need to reuse content to avoid time-consuming rework. Enterprise Architect provides a convenient and intuitive mechanism for copying modeling content, including packages, elements, features, and diagrams between repositories. The copied elements are given new global unique identifiers and will be a perfect replica of the source repository content, saving hours or days of work. Exchange models at internet speed using the native format. We live in an age of information and digital disruption, and teams often need to share information quickly and easily. Exporting the data from one repository and importing it into another is fast and can conveniently be used with any type of repository connection, including cloud, server, or file system databases. This process facilitates the sharing and reuse of information between Enterprise Architect project teams. There is also a range of other uses for the exchange of repository content, including such things as backup, project records, or model analysis. Conveniently cherry-pick packages from any part of a repository and export them using Enterprise Architect's fast and efficient native format. You create a model document element, and simply drag and drop your chosen packages from the browser, reordering them as required. With the document created and the packages added, you can generate the XML from the document, saving it to an external file location. The XML will contain all the packages listed in the document, and their child structures. You can then import the file into any number of other repositories. This facility has many applications, including presenting a subset of a model to web users. Give your new projects a jump start by exchanging reference data between Enterprise Architect repositories, and get the benefit of reuse and consistency between projects. Metadata or reference data is used throughout your repositories to specify model authors, define templates, matrix profiles, security definitions, requirements and status types, automation scripts, and much more. you can use the Export Reference Data window to cherry-pick the items you want to be exported, giving you complete control over what you exchange. Publish your packages in multiple formats using Enterprise Architect's flexible and standards-based export facility. These allow models to be exchanged between Enterprise Architect repositories and also imported into other standards-compliant tools. The formats include UML metadata interchange, business process model and notation, ArcGIS, eCore, XPDL, and more. You can set options to export diagrams and alternate images and exclude Enterprise Architect proprietary extensions. The ability to import the contents of exported files into other tools depends on the limitation of the standards, and also the other tool's compliance with the standard. Change your project role at the drop of a hat, by selecting a perspective, and watch Enterprise Architect set your focus on the chosen discipline by hiding other tool options. Choosing a perspective will increase your productivity as you concentrate on modeling using the tools and options available for your selected role. Create tailored perspectives by including selected technologies relevant to your modeling intent, or create perspectives for teams and groups, ensuring the entire project stays focused. Information modelers can change perspectives to suit their role or the language they are modeling. Integrate with Microsoft Office tools, and achieve productivity gains by saving hundreds of hours of rework when you evolve from a document-based to a model-based repository, or need to work in both paradigms. The Word importer imports requirements, use cases, glossary items, processes, classes, connectors, and other data from Word documents into Enterprise Architect, as model elements and relationships. PowerPoint integration provides easy access to model diagrams, imported as images, and elements imported as hyperlinks or lists within presentations. A modeler can import Excel sheets. Conversely, you can export models to a sheet. You can define specifications to match columns, element properties, and tags. Import Microsoft Visio diagrams and incorporate these otherwise orphan representations into your Enterprise Architect repository. Microsoft Visio is commonly used by business and technical teams, often because there are no other more sophisticated tools available, and it serves the purpose of creating general-purpose diagrams. It is common for a team that adopts Enterprise Architect as their business, technology, or engineering platform of choice, to have a collection of pre-existing Visio diagrams. Once imported, the diagrams can be refactored and updated, and linked to other elements in the repository. The original Visio diagrams can then be decommissioned or archived. Gain productivity with Advanced Model Exchange. In this topic, you will see how to use the convenient Model Exchange ribbon, share model content and reference data, and exchange models with other frameworks and languages. By the end of the topic, you will have seen benefits, including: use the Exchange ribbon panel for convenient options. Store models and content in the Reusable Asset Server. Create reusable import processes with the data miner. Exchange ArcGIS, Archimate, Geography Markup Language, Ontologies, and the National Information Exchange Model. And more. Select options from the Diagram Image and Model Exchange panels of the Publish ribbon to exchange content using the tool's flexible exchange facilities. Instantly save diagrams to the clipboard, or a file in raster or vector formats. Import and export model content to various standards-based formats, including CSV, XML, Native, ArcGIS, BPMN, and more. Exchange content at record speed using the native file format. Jumpstart your projects and gain productivity and consistency by harnessing existing model content stored in the Reusable Asset Server. Alternatively, import content from other sources, including spreadsheet-compliant CSV files. Enterprise and project teams benefit significantly from reusing assets across initiatives. Set up any number of storages and register and import a wide range of modeling content in the cloud-based Reusable Asset Server. Any user with permissions can browse, import, compare and check dependencies. You can also check if any registered content is based on a technology metamodel. You can register almost any content, including a class library, user stories, use cases, requirements, process and data models, baselined content, and text and image files. Increase productivity and consistency by creating a central repository of shared reference data. You can seamlessly access the common reference data from any number of repositories of the same database type. Empower your teams working across multiple projects or initiatives to reuse the same metadata, thus creating consistency between otherwise unconnected projects. You can reuse information like security users and groups, model authors and roles, glossary items, data types, and more. Bring your models to life in Prolaborate and visualize strategic, business, technology, engineering, and scientific system models developed in Enterprise Architect. Collaborate with business and technical stakeholders and share your visions. Create expressive dashboards with charts, graphs, diagrams, tables, and more. Use the tool to publish any repository information in interactive visualizations that will delight your audience and create cohesive project teams. Create a reusable import process as a comprehensive means of extracting data from a range of external data sources, including databases using an ODBC connection, text files including XML, JSON, plain text, spreadsheets including MS Excel and CSV files, data from external tools via a Pro Cloud Server connection, and data available from the Internet via URL. Once the ingestion pipeline has been set up with a connection, dataset, and scripts, it can be reused to achieve productivity. Configure models with controlled packages, and set up serializing a package and its contents and optionally its sub-packages. When you control a package, it will appear in the browser with a colored marker on the left-hand side of its icon. You can save and load the packages from a range of file formats. This allows you to share and exchange model fragments, such as libraries, with other repositories and teams. Distributed teams working largely offline and independently can conveniently submit model packages for inclusion into a central repository. Manage messages with the Schema Composer and reduce the time spent creating error-free and compliant schemas. Use the rich feature set of the Schema Composer to streamline this process, ensuring that messages and schemas are compliant with standards and metamodels. Generate conformant schemas that allow information to be exchanged between parties that use the schemas. Import schemas from a range of standards including NEM and SIM. View generated XSD schema files using the fully featured built-in XML schema editor. Visualize the types, elements, restrictions, and other schema details in the tree and text panels. Syntax highlighting in both panels makes it easier to understand the schema content. You can expand and collapse nodes and navigate the schema file using the tree control panel. Set preferences such as line numbers and search for content. Access information in specialized external tools, and exchange modeled content using the export or import options available from the Technologies panel of the Specialize ribbon. Exchange geographic features and mapping information codified in the geography markup language, or mapping structures contained in ArcGIS geodatabases. You can also import and export Web Ontology language and resource definition framework schema files, and Archimate enterprise architecture definitions. The National Information Exchange modeling format provides a common vocabulary designed to facilitate information sharing. Enterprise Architect can import and export NEM schemas, and using the Schema Composer, messages can be formulated that encapsulate a subset of the overall schema. Exchange geographic model content, including geographic features of interest, using Enterprise Architect's implementation of the geography markup language, which is fundamental for geographic information systems, as well as its use as an open interchange format for geographic transactions on the Internet. The popularity of the Internet, the ever-present mobile phone, and the prevalence of location-based services, have resulted in almost everyone interacting with location-based information in some form in their daily lives. It has also become critical for governments and organizations to embrace this type of information as part of strategic decision-making. Geospatial information can be modeled in Enterprise Architect and integrated with other data, to form a single and comprehensive view of information not possible in other tools. Exchange models of ArcGIS geodatabases. In this age of social architecture and digital disruption, almost every project or endeavor requires some aspect of location information, from simple delivery services to agricultural, mining, exploration, weather, real estate, and disaster recovery systems, just to name a few. Enterprise Architect supports the import and export of ArcGIS geodatabases, allowing you to visualize features and domains within a multi-featured collaboration platform. Exchange ontology models in both Resource Description Framework Schema (RDFS) and Web Ontology Language (OWL). These languages are important as they underpin the codification of data on the semantic web. Using Enterprise Architect, you can visualize these semantic data graphs, and connect their elements to other modeling concepts, such as requirements models, and the applications that will process the data in a running web application. Many artificial intelligence applications use ontologies to create explicit formal specifications of the terms in a domain and the relations between them. You can use the flexible collaboration features of the tool to share a common understanding of the structure of information among your enterprise or project teams, or software agents. Leverage Archimate models to create expressive and compelling representations of an organization's enterprise architecture. Archimate is both a language and a framework, making it a profoundly useful paradigm for both descriptive and prescriptive representations of the architecture of an enterprise or its divisions. Combining language and framework allows enterprise architects and others to create an articulated model that unites the business, application, and technology architectures. The language can be extended to create other architectures, such as security or social architectures. Exchange and share information between systems, government agencies, and departments. Using the National Information Exchange Modeling Framework, you can import an existing NIM reference schema into your model, or generate one directly from your own model, create platform-specific or platform-independent models, and define model package diagrams. Using the NIM toolbox, harness the power of the Schema Composer to generate your own NIM subset namespaces, automatically detecting interdependencies, and using the resulting subset schema to build your own information exchange package documentation. Integrate and share data with external tools. In this topic, you will see that Enterprise Architect is a team player, and can integrate and exchange information with a wide range of tools. By the end of the topic, you will have seen benefits, including integrate with more than 30 other tools, push and pull data from Jira and Confluence, integrate with Doors, ServiceNow, SharePoint, and Salesforce, tailor the exchange of data with spreadsheets, and more. The Pro Cloud Server helps you integrate external providers' data into your repositories. Enterprise Architect is an open platform, and through its server-based integration capability helps you to create models that relate a wide range of element types, from strategy and requirements to implementation and servers. Enterprise Architect does not manage the master records for these items, but rather acts as an accumulator, bringing content into a single repository and allowing the items to be related. A variety of third-party providers can be integrated with Enterprise Architect. Enterprise Architect is a team player, and using the Pro Cloud Server, you can integrate with a range of other tools and platforms. Enterprise Architect behaves as an accumulator. You can view content from these other tools and relate otherwise disparate information, to create unique and compelling narratives. External item metadata will be displayed in the appropriate Enterprise Architect window. For example, you can view any property and value type of information in the Properties window, descriptions and comments will be displayed in the Notes window, and discussions or posts can be viewed in the Discuss and Review window. Exchange items with Azure DevOps using the integration features of Prolaborate and the Pro Cloud Server. Allowing cross-disciplinary teams working in different tools to communicate is paramount to the success of an agile project. Integrate Prolaborate with Azure DevOps and ensure developers communicate with customers, product owners, analysts, and designers working in Enterprise Architect. Integrate your Enterprise Architect models with other platforms, including SharePoint, Jira, ServiceNow, Team Foundation Server, and many more. Set up the integrations with the Pro Cloud Server and then push and pull information to and from the external tools. Collaborate in real time with users of other platforms that support discussions and comments, and share diagrams through a browser using WebEA or Prolaborate. bring teams together and visualize a wide range of enterprise data from multiple platforms in a single pane of glass. View models in Confluence using the Prolaborate integration to reach team members who view project and team information in Confluence. Getting access to modeled information allows teams to work together seamlessly and without barriers, producing positive customer outcomes. Use the Confluence integration to view any modeled elements, including diagrams, lists, and visualizations. View and edit metadata and participate in discussions with anyone who has a stake in the project, including customers, product owners, consultants, and team members. Connect Enterprise Architect to ServiceNow using the Pro Cloud Server integration facility and visualize ServiceNow items inside Enterprise Architect. Include the items in diagrams and other visualizations to ensure that you understand how they relate to broader enterprise or project concerns. Use ServiceNow filters to specify the items to synchronize and configure the mapping between types of items stored in ServiceNow and the elements in Enterprise Architect. Exchange requirements and more, using the Jazz connector to connect to your Enterprise Architect models with IBM Rational Doors Next Generation, Rhapsody Design Management, Team Concert Change and Configuration Management, and Quality Manager. Push and pull elements such as requirements and view their details and properties inside Enterprise Architect. You can link elements and create relationships to upstream artifacts such as stakeholders, goals, objectives and drivers, and downstream elements such as use cases and components. Exchange requirements, user stories, risks, and other elements with spreadsheets. By using the CSV Exchange utility, save time and effort by importing existing definitions from spreadsheets, including inbuilt properties such as type, status, and priority, or user-defined properties such as business owner or criticality. Create and reuse your specifications for both import and export of modeling information. Simulate process models with decisions by harnessing these two expressive business languages together. You can use BPMN, the Business Process Model and Notation Standard, to describe both current and future state processes that describe how the business works or is going to work. Sequence flows specify the order of execution. You can use DMN, the Decision Model and Notation Standard, to define your business rules in the form of decision graphs with rules articulated with easy-to-understand decision tables, boxed expressions, and more. Using Enterprise Architect, you can connect these two models and then run a single simulation using the power of the BPSIM simulation engine. Model and exchange programming code and databases. In this topic, you will see how to use flexible and productive tools to model programming code and database systems, including forward and reverse engineering and synchronization. By the end of the topic, you will have seen benefits, including generate, import, and synchronize source code. Connect and integrate with Visual Studio and Eclipse IDEs. Connect to production, test, and development databases. Generate, import, and synchronize database schemas. And more. Generate, reverse engineer, and synchronize programming and database code. You can also conveniently generate code from state machines, decision models, and test scripts. The ability to simultaneously view programming code and database schemas and the models they are derived from brings clarity to a system's design. One of Enterprise Architect's convenient code engineering features is the ability to reverse engineer source code into a UML model. A wide range of programming languages are supported, and there are options that govern how the models are generated. Use MDG technologies to synchronize with Eclipse and Visual Studio, the world's two leading integrated development environments. Models can be generated to source code using the rich and flexible template engine that gives the engineer complete control over how the code is generated. Existing source code can also be reverse engineered and synchronized with the UML models. With the integration installed, the IDE will become a feature-rich modeling platform, saving time and effort and reducing the risk of error by linking requirement management, architecture, and design to source code engineering. Automatically generate programming code directly from the decision models into various languages, including JavaScript, Java, C#, or C++. The generated programming code effectively enshrines your decision models in code, ensuring nothing is lost in translation to implementation and saving hours of development time. The productivity gains are profound, and the features mean that business and technology specialists can work in the same model with the same decision logic and rules. The technology team simply generates the code from well-designed and validated models, knowing that the business analysts have defined the correct business logic. Developers can view and manage the generated decision code in any supported implementation language using the flexible and integrated code editor inside Enterprise Architect. The fully featured code editor can display a structured tree for easy navigation of attributes, properties, and methods. You can display line numbers and configure syntax highlight options. Reverse engineer programming code, and visualize files in UML models, exposing the code to a broader audience and linking the classes to other elements such as requirements and tests. Generate a UML model of a single file or a directory of source code files, including subdirectories. You can choose a range of structural options, including package and namespace creation, and diagram appearance. Once you have imported the source files, you can synchronize the models and the code, preserving changes or overriding a model's content. Generate sequence diagrams that model the interactions of components in your application directly from recordings of execution analysis sessions. View the messages and interactions in a system-generated sequence diagram to gain coherent insights into how the code works. Use the diagram and reports for analysis, documentation, and to assist support analysts in understanding your software application. Transform a platform-independent model to a platform-specific model by specifying a target programming language using a transformation template. Then transform the platform-specific model to programming code files using the Generate Source Code feature based on a code generation template. Both types of templates can be used in their base form or modified to suit an organization's modeling or coding standards. Test-driven development methods are common in software engineering, and result in robust and production-ready code. Generate unit test models using the productive and flexible transformation engine to convert a code model into one or more test models. Use the system templates for NUnit and JUnit tests or modify them to create your own templates. Enterprise Architect integrates with a number of testing tools, allowing you to define your test code in the generated stubs and run the tests to record the result in the model. Import source code, and visualize files in UML models, exposing the code to a broader audience and linking the classes to other elements such as requirements and tests. Generate a UML model of a single file or a directory of source code files, including subdirectories. You can choose a range of structural options, including package and namespace creation, and diagram appearance. Once you have imported the source files, you can synchronize the models and the code, preserving changes or overriding a model's content. Reverse engineer binary modules to create UML models of their contents, and gain insight into specific types of binary files, including .NET PE assemblies, Java JAR, and intermediate language files. Choose a range of generation and synchronization options, including synchronizing or overwriting existing models and diagram creation and display options. Generate and synchronize source code and achieve productivity gains by automatically creating source code from your UML models. A developer can generate code for a single element or a selection of model classes or an entire package, including sub-packages, to create a whole branch of your project in a single operation. You can also select options to retain the existing file paths. Reverse engineer a DBMS schema and its objects into a model, and create well laid out and formatted diagrams, using several different standards, including UML, information engineering, and IDEF1X. Enterprise Architect achieves this by interrogating the DBMS's information schema and importing the definition into UML objects. As modifications are made to the live database, the changes can be synchronized into the model. Many database objects are supported, including tables, views, procedures, functions, and sequences. Connect to implemented databases and access Enterprise Architect's rich support for data modeling with a purpose-built tool. Make connections to multiple databases, including development, test, and production. Visualize database objects, including tables, views, functions, stored procedures, sequences, and more. Configure columns, data types, primary unique and foreign keys, and view the objects in automatically created and laid out diagrams. Compare the current data model with a live database and optionally synchronize any differences in either direction using differential DDL. You can use the SQL Scratchpad to run ad hoc SQL queries against a live database. Design and view conceptual, logical, or physical data models. Create physical data models and expressive diagrams to visualize various database objects, including tables, views, primary and foreign keys, functions, stored procedures, and more. Connect to a live database and generate and synchronize your model with the most commonly used relational database management systems. Use diagram tools such as layout, filters, legends, and compartment and detail hiding, to make the diagram more appealing to a range of stakeholders, including business analysts and architects, informaticians, business analysts, and developers. Use complex maths functions and simulate models. In this topic, you will see how to harness the power of maths libraries such as Cephas, MATLAB and Octave and create expressive simulations. By the end of the topic, you will have seen benefits, including import industry standard decision models, simulate parametric equations with Modelica, use Cephas libraries, Octave and MATLAB, render maths results in dynamic charts, and more. Import industry standard decision model and notation files to get a jump start from predefined structures. You can incorporate models from reliable sources and embed the decisions, business knowledge models, and other elements with your business processes, information, and strategic or implementation models, saving you time and ensuring that you are following best practices. Create industry-compliant models of cyber-mechanical systems using SysML as the language of representation. Communicate with colleagues, collaborating engineers, teams of consultants, and others, using the SysML diagrams and Enterprise Architect's powerful team platform. Use the models to generate compelling visualizations using industry-standard modeling languages and Open Modelica and MATLAB Simulink. Create models that describe complex cyber-mechanical engineering systems with subcomponents from various domains, including mechanical, electrical, electronic, hydraulic, thermal, control, electric power, and process-oriented domains. Create expressive parametric models in Enterprise Architect and then harness the power of Open Modelica and the Modelica language to generate visualizations of the models. Link these engineering diagrams to other system and software artifacts, including missions, stakeholder requirements, state machines, programming code, decision tables, architectures, trade-off analysis, and test cases. Use the powerful MATLAB solvers to incorporate complex mathematics into your model-based simulations. Utilize Enterprise Architect's JavaScript engine and integrate with a MATLAB interpreter to use available general and complex functions. You can use the Solver console to create, check and maintain calls used in simulations and code written using JavaScript. You can also use the Physical Interaction and Signal Flow Standard (SysFIS) that provides a more straightforward model-based method of sharing simulations, defining variables, constants, and initial values within each element rather than through a configuration file. Use the powerful Octave solvers to incorporate complex mathematics into your model-based simulations. Utilize Enterprise Architect's JavaScript engine and integrate with an Octave interpreter to use available Octave functions. Octave provides an alternative to MATLAB functions, with a particular emphasis on sequences and matrices. You can use the Solver console to create, check and maintain calls used in simulation calls and scripts written using JavaScript. Create expressive engineering models using block and parametric diagrams. Use the powerful Cephas math library to solve equations described in the diagrams and then present the results using the frequently updated, built-in JavaScript engine. Instantly visualize simulations by creating powerful representations of the results using the dynamic chart library. Utilize the simplified API to edit underlying JavaScript code for behavioral models. In this presentation, we have covered the following topics. Utilize Simple Model and Diagram Exchange. Gain productivity with Advanced Model Exchange. Integrate and share data with external tools. Model and exchange programming code and databases. Use complex maths functions and simulate models.